So, how was your first weekend coming home?
Emotional. I mean, when I was waiting to come out after after I signed all my papers and stuff, waiting to come out, I wanted to just walk out the door, but they said I had to wait for the campers to come and pick me up. And just waiting for the campers to come pick me up was kind of nerve-wracking because, after being there for 23 years and 8 months, you're thinking, even though you already signed the papers to be released, you still have this fear that maybe they're going to change their mind. So I was anxious to exit the building. And I paced around waiting for the campers to come, and finally, after like 2 hours, they came and picked me up and drove me to the gate. And it still hasn't hit me that it was real until I stepped out the van and saw my wife waiting for me. And if you guys seen the video of me coming out, it was real emotional. A sense of relief, but also a sense of anger because of all the years I've missed. Then seeing my family on the cameras and whatnot, it was surreal. They're all grown up now. When I left, my baby brother was 9 years old. He's 32, 33 now, married, 2 kids. My other siblings, Sabat, Mary, Mitana, Mary and Sabat, they have kids of their own. I have a niece, Evelyn, from Sabat. I have Connor and Leah and Jocelyn, Brian, Austin from my sister, Mary. Ashlyn. I met everybody but Ashton. See, I haven't met him yet, so forgive me if I just butchered your name, but no, it's beautiful. When you get the pictures, seeing them through pictures, you're not sure if it's real, but I'm actually meeting them and getting to know them. It's emotional. I mean, for lack of a better word, last 2 weeks it's just been a roller coaster, but all good emotions. I wouldn't trade it for the world, but being inside for so long, you have to guard your feelings, guard your emotion. It's not about being perceived as weak or anything, but it's just you don't have time for that. You have so much other things to worry about. You pretty much have to let go of the streets. Because you worry about what's going on in the world, what's going on in the streets, that kind of stuff can drive you crazy. And I've seen it. I've had people come through 6 months and they've hung themselves. There's other people that come through, they can't cope with the situation, they get put on medication and they're just a walking zombie. This life that we live is, I like to say, it's not for no punks. It's not easy. And it takes a toll on you. But now I feel a sense of relief. Like my hashtag said, they got the last 2 decades, the rest is mine. I can let go of all those negativities that I've been holding on to for so many years. Because I really do feel like my future is bright, for lack of a better word. That there's a lot of hope and a lot of potential. You know, reuniting with my parents, with my siblings, and meeting my nieces and nephews. There's no word to describe that. And I've been very fortunate that I've had family and friends and loved ones that were there for me. You know, in a way, being here now is kind of bittersweet because I'm free. I'm surrounded by love, and I'm excited about what's in front of me. But at the same time, I have friends that are still behind the wall. These individuals, for whatever reason they're in prison for, no matter what, how we feel about what they've done to get there or whatnot, these are men that's been stuck there for 20, 30 years. Men that are in there raising their kids through a phone call, 15 minutes at a time. Men that are not the same individuals that they were 20, 30 years ago. And I have no doubt that if given opportunities, these men, my friends of mine, that they would do something with their lives. I mean, you yourself, the people that are viewing or whoever's viewing what's this, you're not the same person that you are today that you were 20 years ago. It's impossible to be the same person. Life is going to make you grow. Experience is going to make you wiser. And time is going to make you reflective. When we were young, time seems to be so slow, we couldn't wait to get older. But now, time's moving too fast. Each day is going by in a blink of an eye, and when you're stuck in a place, faced with your mortality, having to face your mortality, and you reflect on your life, not any of us, not any decent person will want to leave a legacy of their 19-year-old self. I'm fortunate that even though I'm 45 now, I've given over 27 years of my life to the system. I still have a chance. I have an opportunity now to live, to do something. And like I said, it's bittersweet. And I'm sad that some of my friends won't ever have this opportunity. So I feel that I'm obligated, in a sense, to make sure I do something with my life so that they can share in my joy. When you have good friends, they always want the best for you. And the people I left behind are rooting for me. And my family out here is rooting for me. My friends. So, yeah, regardless how I feel about myself, about my direction, I'm just so surrounded by love and people that it forces me to feel that, forces me not to want to do anything to let them down. And this is what this is all about right here. I want to document my experience coming home and what it's taken to rebuild a life. You guys already seen the videos of me meeting my family the first evening, dinner at my parents' house. For a gangster, I've cried so much already. And I keep thinking I'm out of tears, but it always catches me by surprise, and sometimes it makes me angry because you don't realize what that place has done to you until you're out of it. Then when people start asking me about the things that I experienced and the things that goes on in there, the emotion always hit me from left field because, like I said, in there, you're guarded. You guard your emotion. And yeah, here now, everybody that's been home before me, they told me you're gonna get overwhelmed, that, things move fast and things doesn't move fast. And I am overwhelmed, but I'm not overwhelmed about being home or about the things that I see or about all the colors. There's so many different colors out here. You go into a grocery store and it's just whatever, I don't even know how to describe it, but me, I'm enjoying it. I'm not overwhelmed on that. What I am overwhelmed by is the reception. Like I said, for me to be able to do the time that I did, I had to leave everything behind. If it weren't for my wife, before I met my wife, I've only called home once or twice a month to talk to my mom. Talk to my dad for a couple minutes. Maybe say hi to my brothers and sisters here and there. And it wasn't that I didn't want to call home or didn't want to speak to them or didn't want to hear their voice. It was just after you hang up, you're thrown back into the world. I'm thrown back into my environment, and it's just a reminder of what I'm missing constantly, every day. But through the grace and love of my wife, I've been able to be a part of my family's life throughout the years. Been able to call home when my nephew was born, when Evie was born, when Leah was born. Been able to call home when they're having Christmas or just a family get together. And, no matter how hard you think you are, you can't do that kind of time alone. It does something to you. It does something to you mentally, and it does something to your soul. In there, we like to say we're the unbrokens, because a lot of people get broke by the system. They lose their sanity. They lose their integrity. They lose their soul to the system. But through the grace of God and all my loved ones, wife, family, and friends, I've been able to hold on to my sanity. And now I'm out here, but I'm not out here to just live. I'm not out here to grind away. I'm out here on a mission and a purpose. And, I've been putting little clips out and stuff just so I can interact with the world. And I have a story to tell, but it's not just my story. It's a story about all the people that I've met. Like I said, we all might not agree by the choices we made. And some people not even like it and think of and have everybody has their opinion. But most of the people who are in there will try to take care of their family in the best way they know how, within their environment and resources. Because I promise you, if they knew they could have been out here selling houses instead of selling drugs, they probably would be. But the problem we have in our society is that the people from our community don't have the resources that they need to succeed in ways that other community have. But that's no excuse, because people like me that's been home before, we understand and we realize what it is, and I think it's our responsibility. I think we're obligated to share our experience, our knowledge and wisdom, so that maybe we can redirect the next generation in a different path. That we can spare them the heartaches and the hard lessons that we had to learn. You know, who wants to start over at 45 years old? I want to be like my brother and sister, successful in their respective fields, families of their own, stable. Here, the last 2 weeks, I've been trying to put my life together, and it's one roadblock after another. And I've been to the DMV twice to try to get my driver's license. I've had my Social Security card, my residential alien card, my inmate ID, my marriage license, even the paperwork from my probation officer. The first time I went, they wanted 2 pieces of mail from me. Like, how am I getting 2 pieces of mail? I just got out a couple of weeks ago, you know. So they didn't process me. They didn't allow me to get my driver's license. That was on a Monday. Well, yesterday I went back. I ordered some stuff from Amazon so I can have 2 pieces of mail. Again, I brought my Social Security, my residential alien card, my inmate ID, my birth certificate. I didn't have a birth certificate, my fault. My residential alien card, my marriage license, my papers from my probation officer, and 2 pieces of mail. And then you know what they told me? I've been gone for so long that Homeland Security needs to review my case. So I'm pending 30 to 40 days until Homeland Security clears me just to get a driver's license. Like, they tell you they want you to come out here and succeed, but at every turn, there's a roadblock. And then they get mad when they point the finger and say, when people recommit, violate, and go back, they're like, oh, whatever, as if people didn't try. But there's so many things that you can't do because you're a felon. And then, everywhere you go, any job you apply for, people, when you tell them you're a felon, because you got to be honest on your application, they feel some type of way. They think that every time society hears ex-con or felons, they think we're a bunch of rapists and child molesters, not understanding that we punish these people. Us, people like me, we don't like child molesters. We don't like rapists. And we don't like rats. So, yeah, stay tuned. I'm going to document my life. And because I want to show people that, if the opportunity there, if it's real or not. And I want to show people that you can make it besides, regardless of the obstacles in your way. My motto is, I have a thing called Face the Funk Fitness. Face the Funk just means that we meet our challenges head on. Those that know me know I've never ran from anything. And I'm not about to now. So whatever challenges is ahead, I'm trying to see it. Thank you.